What's that not like out there?
Great win, great response from the team. Really shows how mature we are as a team. Responding whenever adversity comes.
What can you say about just the way Owen played?
Oh, amazing! That kid is a ball player. I love Owen. I just try to pour my all into him because the only way you can do it just love Owen, man. He's an amazing guy.
With R. Mason's return, at that moment, how big was that for just the momentum of the game for you guys?
Oh yeah, that definitely set the tone for the game. We definitely carried on the momentum, carried on the juice from that.
How much was Kobe still kind of hyping you guys up on the sidelines and helping you kind of work through things?
Oh yeah, always. He's just a natural leader, so he just putting his input in. Putting courage into us, pouring his all what he can do, and so just love him for that.
Is there anything he said in particular that sticks out? How did you think back on?
Not really, but he's a great teammate though.
Along with the R. Mason play, obviously you get Peyton Bowen, RSJ with those picks. Just how big overall were those takeaways in the first half?
Oh yeah, really great. You definitely want to be on the plus side of the turnover margin, so it's really good to get those turnovers, and we knew that if we just kept chipping away, we'll get one.
Did it feel like finally a little bit, just the way they came?
Yeah. Just like I said, just kept chipping away.
What can you say about Tate tonight?
Oh, kid's a freaking baller, man. Anytime you need him to call on, man, he's answering the bell, man. I love that kid.
Of your life, I imagine that ranks pretty high.
It was definitely a pretty good day today. They were coming off my foot pretty well, and just grateful from the Lord for the opportunity. It was great.
It seemed like a few of them just barely crossed the crossbar.
Mm-hmm.
Were you afraid any of those were going to fall just short?
I just try to just give it as good of a shot as I can, and whatever happens, happens. I try not to, it's hard to see with a line anyway, so I can't really see. So I kind of just listen for the crowd, really. But the first one I knew.
Tate, Brent's told us a lot about just your confidence.
Sure.
Where does that come from for you?
It comes from my mom. Really? It definitely comes from my mom. She she raised us, just be comfortable in your own skin, and my dad as well. And it's just, God's given me with an ability that's, it's rare, and I'm embracing it. It's fun. It's very fun. It's fun.
Any nerves coming into an environment like this?
Yeah, there are nerves, but it doesn't have to be a double-edged sword. You use that sword going to the other side of the team. It's something that you just got to embrace, and just it's going to happen. If you aren't nervous, you're lying. We don't care. So I care about my team, and it was a good day.
It seems like this team has confidence in you just in any kind of situation that you'll go out there and make a kick. But just what does that do for you when it feels like the team has that confidence in you?
Oh, it's great. It's when you guys got your back, you operate with a little bit less weight on your shoulders and just operate freely. I know my guys got my back, and they know I got theirs.
Brent said he had to yell at you in practice the other day because you missed a kick.
He did.
I imagine that doesn't happen often.
No, and when it does, he's just trying to rattle me. And, sometimes, he's good at what he does. But it was all good. It was all fun games. I crushed the next one. So.
Is this the type of game in this kind of environment that you came to Oklahoma to kick in?
Absolutely, 100%.
And does that go through your head at all when you're out there kicking those 55 yards?
No. I'm just out there with myself in my head and in between my ears, trying to just stay as neutral as possible and just give myself an opportunity.
Did they let you know that 55 or both those 55-yarders were tied for the longest in this stadium's history?
They did postgame. Yeah.
What does that feel like, just knowing that, considering this place?
It's great, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I prayed for this. It's come to fruition, but it's on to the next week. It's I know it sounds very repetitive, but that's my job. It's very repetitive. We're not gonna be hung over on this game. We gotta roll into Tuscaloosa here in about 2 weeks, and it's gonna be the exact same environment. So,
how much have you enjoyed just being a part of this Oklahoma team and this program?
These are the best times of my life right here, and I am thankful that the Lord has blessed me with these opportunities. It's been great.
Saw after the game, the other specialists went and grabbed their cell phones and came out to take some selfies with you after that performance.
Yeah.
What was that moment like for you to kind of share that with them? On the field like that?
This is why we do it. We love the game, we love each other, and we'll do anything for each other. We love to just go all out there and lay it out on the line. The amount of time we've put into this, we operate. We practice just as much as all the other guys, and our operation time in the game is probably less than a minute. It's just what we got is what we got. We're gonna roll with it.
Can you tell us about your pants?
I didn't know they were. I did not know they were that short. But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna change it because it's working. But
so now it's a superstition moving forward.
I mean, I didn't know they were that short when I looked on TV. Let's just say that. All right. That's it.
So were they shorter tonight than they have been?
Well, they ripped pregame, so they kept falling down. So I think I kept pulling up a little bit higher, just like trying to get them to stay.
They ripped on a kick, like a
just. I guess so. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you when it happened, but I noticed it. I'm not changing it. So
gotta stay now.
We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work.
Maybe you've answered this. What was the reaction of your teammates in the locker room after the game for you?
They were pumped. They were pumped. It's a brotherhood in there, and to be a part of that brotherhood is something special.
But for you specifically, anybody?
I try to kind of watch my back because how rough they get. I mean, they smacking me and talking, just talking crazy. It's fun. It was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Today, what did that mean to you, and what was that preparation like this week?
Yeah, losing Kobe is not an easy thing for this defense. We call him the field general, so he does a great job of getting everybody ready each play, especially versus a team that does a lot of tempo like Tennessee. So losing him was definitely a shot, but all week, we weren't sure if he was going to be playing or not, and I got to fill the role. So, the preparation throughout the week was intense, It was a position that I hadn't been playing a whole bunch of, so I had to make the learning curve pretty steep. But, we got out here, we executed, and the whole defense played really well, and everybody had each other's backs out there. So it's pretty awesome to get a start in an atmosphere like this. It's what you dream about as a kid, so it was awesome.
Did you have the green dot today?
I had the green dot, yep.
What was that like?
I should say it was awesome, but it's like you're getting barked at, and then you're trying to set the front versus tempo. So it's good pressure, but it definitely is pressure. Yeah.
You had 12 tackles in the first half. I think one in the second half. I mean, I guess what was working for you there in the first half?
Just flowing to the ball. The whole defense did a great job of bottling up the run, and the run is something that they really want to get going because it opens up those deeper shots. So we were just flowing to the ball as a defense tonight. I think we held them like 70 yards or something like that. So everybody did a great job of being gap sound, especially against a very physical Tennessee O-line, and so just fit those gaps and getting to play behind our D-line, something that's pretty special, and they make it pretty easy for us. So it's kind of see ball, get ball with them. So that's what we did.
I know there's been a lot of talk about the turnover stuff, but to see it to come to fruition today, how much did you guys emphasize it before this game, and then how much were you guys emphasizing it during the game?
Yeah, turnovers are a huge part of the game. They sway the direction in a huge way, and we just hadn't been living up to the standard that we create for ourselves, and the one that historically Coach V has been known for. So, it's a disappointing first 8 games from a turnover standpoint, but, every practice we stress that we have a turnover circuit before practice, and we do it every day. The intensity is always there. Yeah. So this week, we made the plays that came to us, and we're able to get a couple of them, 3 of them, I think. And, it's great because you just feel the energy come alive on the sideline. You feel the energy kind of go out of the stadium. It's a huge momentum shift. So be able to get those is awesome.
To that, when you force the fumble and R. Mason runs it back, you go to the sideline. Could you feel it on the sideline? Like, we might break the seal a little bit here, get them going a little bit.
And those plays are huge for both the offense and the defense. When Xavier Robinson breaks free, the defense gets fired up. So I know that when R. Mason takes it however many yards to the house, it lets the offense's shoulders kind of relax a little bit. We get to play a little bit more complimentary football. So, the sideline definitely felt it. The energy was there, and it kind of reassured us that, this game is ours if we keep playing the football that we're supposed to be playing.
How was the chemistry between you and Kip Lewis tonight? You go in there, obviously, but feeding off of his energy. Yeah. What was that like in this game?
Kip's easy to feed off of. I mean, he's probably the most energetic guy on any given field that he's on. So it's great to get to play with him because not only is he out there making plays and you feel safe next to him, but he's also hyping you up when you're making plays. And I've been a linebacker this is my first year really playing, and no one's been a bigger cheerleader for me than Kip has. So, getting out there and being able to finally play with him side by side was something that I was really looking forward to.
What do you feel like is kind of the next step? How do you guys build off of a performance like this and make sure you're capitalizing on this stuff today?
Just ride the momentum, the thought that we can do this, and we've got a tough schedule ahead, but we just beat a team in a really grueling atmosphere. It shows that we can do it. We can play with anybody. We can beat anybody. We just got to stick in the game, hang around, and we got to punch last, and that's what we did tonight.
I mean, very satisfied with how our team played. In all 3 phases. I mean, really put it together a really good game. Very satisfied, and it feels good, like getting a win heading into the bye week.
After Xavier fumbled in the third quarter, I think the defense forced a 3-and-out. You guys get a touchdown. The defense gets another 3-and-out. You guys scoring that. Did that feel like just the most complete stretch of football you guys have gotten in a while?
I mean, it really has, against a good opponent too. I mean, really complimenting each other. I mean, and like I said, it felt really good, that we were playing like that. So very satisfied with our team.
How were you guys able to withstand the noise? It's about very loud atmosphere today.
I mean, we played in some loud places, but this was definitely the loudest. I mean, great atmosphere. I mean, amazing place.
How big was communication amid all the people here?
I mean, hand signs was pretty big. I mean, because we were standing right next to each other and couldn't hear each other. So, I mean, very loud place.
You mentioned all 3 aspects of the game. Tate Sandell obviously had a huge night. Just what is it like knowing that even when maybe you can't get into the end zone, you got a guy like that can hit from 50 plus?
I mean, consistency with him. I mean, consistently hitting the 50 plus yarders. And I mean, I told him he's a dog. I mean, he's going to get drafted. He's playing that good. So I'm very proud of him.
Was there a moment in this game tonight where you felt like on the sideline that stuff started to click for you guys, or maybe the confidence took a whole other level within kind of the action of the game in this one?
We didn't score on the first drive, but, after that, I felt like we weren't scoring touchdowns, but we were rolling. We were moving the ball and stuff. I mean, going forward, we got to score more touchdowns, but, I mean, defense and special teams complimenting us, so it felt good.
What does it say about the leadership on this team, that you guys kind of withstand some of the early struggles in this atmosphere and eventually have it come together in the back end of the second half, and all of a sudden it really starts to roll? I'm sure there were a lot of messages on the sidelines. How do you guys think you fueled that in the first half?
I mean, leaders were making plays. I mean, started with R. Mason, getting that big play. I mean, Robert Spears, he had that pick. So, I mean, people were making plays all over the place.
Owen Heinecke kind of talked about how that R. Mason Thomas touchdown, he felt like all of a sudden that elevated the sideline. Did you guys feel that as an offense when you went back out on the field?
Most definitely. I mean, we knew after that. I mean, and he didn't play for the rest of the game, so we had to go get that win for him.
How hard is it first half? Just didn't hardly get any. I think he had like 22, 23 snaps total in the first half. How hard is it to stay in that rhythm, or at least get in that rhythm, I guess, in the second half, coming out with very few snaps in the first half?
It was challenging, but at the same time, I mean, winning the halftime up. So, I mean, we felt like we were in a good place. We were receiving the ball, and I mean, we were fine with where we were at, even though we didn't get that many snaps the first half.
Tate said that DB used to try to rattle him in practice on his field. Did you ever see that happen?
Oh, yeah. We have the whole team, kind of get loud around him. I mean, and that's how we end practice every single day.
What's it like to see him handle that situation when it comes to
I mean, he's been the most consistent person on our team. I mean, his numbers back that, and I'm really proud of him.
After a win like this, what can that do for the offense's confidence? And then going into this bye week, what are some of your goals for Alabama?
I mean, a true team win. I mean, defense, needed the offense needed the defense. So, I mean, I really liked how we played today, and, we really played together as a team today.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Just what does this win mean for this team moving forward?
It just shows us that we can win any type of way. Yeah. I mean, we all had a player meeting yesterday saying, hey, we're enough. We're tired of it. Tired of disrespecting our team name, our program name, and what are we going to do about it? And I feel like today we showed we can win it all types of ways.
What role did emphasizing turnovers within that message play for this team in this game?
you could just see like it's probably like the worst we've ever did in turnovers, and like since Venable's been here. So we just emphasize all week on getting the ball back. He's going to throw us one, get the ball back, and we actually end up getting 3. So worked out fine.
What does it do for the defense when you guys have done so many things well this year, except for the turnovers, and then the second quarter they kind of come in a bunch there?
I feel like it gets us rolling because you gotta get turnovers to win. Like if we win a turnover margin, you win the game 95% of the time. 95% of the time. So I feel like if we win that turnover margin, we win the game. So I felt good.
Could you feel it after the R. Mason Thomas touchdown? Like, could you feel it on the sideline? Like, hey, we're getting them going now.
Oh yeah. When I see R. Mason, because Coach B was telling us like, hey, these guys are one of the best O-line group we're going to see all year. And seeing R. Mason get a strip sack, and then I don't know who got the strip sack, but R. Mason picked the scoop and scored. I was like, okay, like. Our D-line came to play. Now it's on the back half to make sure we stop the passes.
What was it to get these back-to-back 3 minutes in the third quarter to kind of swing the momentum as well?
It was huge because, as you've seen, like as soon as we got those 3 and outs, offense went down, drove down the field, kicked field, and scored touchdowns. So I feel like it just got the whole team going because when you have 110,000 fans going against you, you got to bring your own juice.
You talked about the secondary. How do you assess y'all's play in this one?
I feel like we did decent. I feel like we got to clean up a little things, like giving up big shots, big plays. But I feel like at the end of the day, we did enough to get the win. But enough's still not good enough, so we got to get back to work.
Peyton Bowen had that big pass breakup with the big hit, the interception. It seems like he's really put it together this season, continues to. What do you make of his play right now?
I mean, I told the media on SC Media Day that Peyton gonna have a great year. I just seen the work he put in from January to now, and he's just gonna keep getting better and getting better. So I'm just proud of him. He's like my little brother, and I'm just so proud to see him grow.
You were saying it on the field, you came this close to a pick there. What about this game for you? How did you feel out there tonight?
I feel like after Texas, I feel like I'm starting to find my groove again, like just starting to play good football. And I feel like this one like made me feel good because like I told myself all week I have to get a pick, I have to get turnovers, something. I got to get something. And it came to me, I should have had 2. And Coach Hall going to be mad by my pad level, so that's why I didn't get the second one.
How does this defense or how does this team now build off of this win? What's the message coming out of this one?
We got a bye week. Are we a one-trick pony or are we a fraud? Like that's what we tell ourselves. Like we know we not. So we got to come back to work on Monday and go harder than we went last Monday.
I'm good. Peyton, tell me about the interception first.
Man, it was a surreal moment, especially on a stage like that, night game, night mode. It was just a surreal feeling, and he was looking to the field and throwing it to the boundary mostly the whole first half, and so I just stayed on my hash, made the play.
When turnovers have been so hard for you guys to come by, but everything else has been going pretty well for the defense, what can it do for you guys when you have a quarter like that in the second where they just kind of come in bunches?
Yeah, man, it's a game changer. I mean, the reason we were in the first quarter, even close, was the defensive touchdown, and I mean, offense got it together, which was great for us momentum-wise once we got the 2 other interceptions in. But I mean, we've been fighting for them, and I'm glad that we got them today.
Can you take me through the R. Mason play from your perspective?
Oh man, I mean, I was in coverage and I see the ball out and R. Mason stiff arming one of the O linemen, and I turn around and start blocking the tight end. And I didn't even know if he was still running or not, and I see him start pulling up, cramping. I was like, oh no, please go. But it was lit. It was fun.
What do you feel like this win could do for you guys?
I mean, it puts us in the driver's seat of whatever we want to accomplish. 3 games left and a big game after big game after big game. So, I mean, we just got to take care of business. 2 of them at home, 1 on the road again. We just got to be road dogs.
Have you gotten to see it?
How hard is this type of offense to defend?
I mean, it's very hard. I think eliminating the run early was a key aspect to doing that because they like to run, pass, run to set up the pass. And ultimately, we stopped the run very early, and they had to pass it a lot, and we made those plays.
The way that they run the RPOs, though, how hard is that for you just to stay disciplined, just because your eyes and where they have to be?
It's pretty hard because of how wide their splits are too. So you're kind of in no man's land, and then once they throw it, you're just in that void almost. And so I like what they do, and we just had to make plays.
Did you get to watch the replay of R. Mason's touchdown yet?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
I'll probably look at it on my phone later.
When you guys get those interceptions and you get out almost to midfield, do you guys just like have the most confidence that Tate Sandell's already in field goal range?
Yeah, I mean, we just know that points are going to be scored, and so like touchdown or field goal. And so once we make those plays, like it's just kind of like easy going. Where it's like, all right, just keep it driving. We're tired. Need to drive to extend a little bit. Go get some points.
What's it like when BV tries to rattle him in practice?
Rattle like
Tate. When he's like trying to kick a field goal.
I think it's really cool. I think especially if like this a moment like this, it prepares them.
Overall, bye week coming at a good time for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. We had a lot of tough games, tough game stretch, and I think it's a good time for it.
What kind of disruption does it throw when the atmosphere is this crazy? It's a really good offense when you guys are able to get the takeaways as easy as you guys did.
I mean, it was a game changer. Like, it's that simple. I mean, we lack turnovers in Ole Miss and lack turnovers in Texas, and I feel like if we get turnovers there, we're in a better position in those games. And so like turnovers really shows like what they can do in this on this stage.
Before you guys play against Alabama, what kind of confidence does it give you that after Ole Miss, you guys come out here tonight, force some turnovers against a really good offense? Just what kind of confidence does that give you guys?
I mean, it gives us a lot of confidence that we're in the driver's seat. Anything that we want to accomplish, we can accomplish, and it's just going to go game by game.
Thank you.
Cool, no problem. Thank y'all.
You were recruiting Tate Sandell out of the portal. Did you know that you do what he did tonight?
Tate it was very super evident to me how special he was at UTSA. He has great technique. What was best when he went in the portal is getting on the phone. He's mowing his lawn. And that's the type of young man that he is. He's very blue collar, two great parents, very level-headed, and super talented. So yes, I evaluated him as one of the top returning specialists, and once he got in the portal, shoot, he was my first call.
Doug, what does it say about his confidence that he's able to come into an atmosphere like this and drill, 355-yarders?
Another day at the office. Seriously, every kick is a game-winning kick to him, and it's funny because at practice he'll have a miss, and he's his worst critic and is hard on himself, like to where I don't even need to overemphasize anything other than your plant foot's a little too tight. Gotcha, coach. And then he responds in the exact right way that you hope as a coach.
For a kicker, how much is it, the technique, the physical traits, how much of it is mental?
Gosh, it's everything. Between the ears is everything as a kicker. Because so much is dependent on your snapper and Ben Anderson, Ulrich, the holder, and then the protection was phenomenal. This was no easy test with Tennessee bearing down in full send rush, but to answer your question, it is very much mental. His technique is very good. He is seldom having errors in his technique, and the best part about him is what's between his ears. And he knows if there is a mishit, exactly before I even open my mouth, he knows exactly what the error was.
Is it hard to know sometimes with guys, like if you're recruiting a kicker, if they've got that or not between the ears?
Yeah, I mean, you ultimately learn when you're in the fire. And so Tate wasn't here, so he had to be learned through the fire, but Coach Venables designs it to where the whole team's up at the end of practice, and conditioning's online, let alone in front of your peers, to kick. And so that's a great atmosphere and a great example of him proving it in practice to then putting it on the field in game day reality.
What's the limit of his range that you guys would be comfortable with?
It's funny, and I'm smiling because I always get up. The only time I really get upset is when it becomes these, as I call them, logo shots, right? From the midfield logo. Because very much the specialists love to have banter and gamesmanship in pregame where you're worried about that they're just showing like, yeah, I got a 60-yarder under the belt. But my man Tate, he'll do that on any given day. So his range is, as Coach Venables would say, don't ever put limits on him. He's got a tremendous leg. And ultimately, he just wants the opportunity. Field goal, I'm trying to go 1 for 1. And that's the best part about him.
So you don't know until they're in the fire. When did you know with Tate that you had the guy that snails between the ears?
Oh, fall camp. You know, he earned it in practice. So he wasn't afforded spring ball, but in fall camp. And that's what I'm talking about. Anytime we have team reps and we're going good against good, field goal, and he's out there, let it rip. And he did. And same with Austin Welch and same with Liam Evans that are on our roster. I mean, they have sharpened Tate as a result that goes unnoticed because they haven't been out here to then perform. But in practice, boy, oh boy, they have not relinquished their chances in practice, and they've made to where Tate goes, I can't miss because I've got these guys, iron sharpens iron, in practice to have to compete against.
Doug, 3/4 of the way through the season, how do you feel like your unit as a whole, special teams, is performing?
Well, we had a hiccup on punt team. You know, we had 10 guys out there. A true freshman doesn't go out there, and Elijah Thomas, and that's one you want to have back because Elijah Thomas, Chakotah, Oklahoma, you want to talk about special, and I entrust him with a lot. He's our gunner, our end on punt. He doesn't go out there on the field, and all of a sudden Peyton Bowen's looking at me as a true junior going, I'll go. You know, like, yeah, and then we get a 5-yard delay a game, right? That's unacceptable. However, there's a lot of room for growth. We've had too many penalties at the end on kickoff. I think Danny's too aggressive in terms of, like, he literally sheds the Tennessee player and it gets called for a face mask. So, like, that's unacceptable. However, Oklahoma Sooners on special teams are aggressive, they're brave, and they play their butts off. And ultimately, that's how they're coached, and ultimately I need to clean that up because that'll cost us, because here we are, and now we have to do two hands teams reps. So moving forward, that's my messaging to the players, but ultimately it is the best to coach them. I have never worked a day in my life coaching football, and certainly here at Oklahoma, we've got the finest young men that run down the field with their hair on fire and absolutely love playing football because they're here to win, and that has never been an issue with buy-in. Those are things I need to clean up on special teams because those will cost us. That will definitely cost you. However, these guys play their butts off and they are super talented, and so getting them in the right position to play. Talk about a hands team rep, Robert Spears-Jennings, the onside left to our left. I mean, da-na-na, da-na-na. I mean, just two hands, plucks it out of the air because the player's going to cut off our outside player. That's players making plays, and they all look at me and they go, that was the 2022 rep of their onsides that you showed us at practice. I said, no, that's players making plays. And then Ivan Carrion on the last hands, you know, I mean, that's players making plays, and we've got a fine group here at Oklahoma and only upwards, so a lot to improve on, specifically not hurting ourselves with penalties. And then secondly is like being the competitive advantage to help us win. Certainly field goal unit did that, the 9 guys blocking, then obviously the holder putting it down, and Tate is nails. Man, he's a lot of fun to watch, isn't he?
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Coach.